Hi, I'm Adam West. I'm one of the directors and principals at Coleman Greig Lawyers. I work in the firm's family law team as an accredited specialist. As a family lawyer, my first interaction with my clients are those who have either recently separated or are thinking about separation. Quite often, that time in a person's life is very emotional, and they're at a point where they have many questions and not many answers on what they need to do. There are three main things that people often will be worried about or will want advice on at that early stage. The first is, where am I going to live? Am I able to stay in the house, or do I need to move out of the house? The second question people will have is, what do my finances look like? Sometimes people know nothing about what their financial situation is, and they're completely dependent on their spouse. The third question is, what about the children? What does the parenting situation look like with respect to the children? In some cases, people are fleeing family violence or have genuine concerns about the risk and safety of their children. When it comes to living arrangements, it really depends on the situation at hand. Some people will choose to continue to live with their spouse under the same roof. You've got to ask yourself, what does that look like? Can we continue to live together, separated, but under the one roof? And of course, there are questions about safety and well-being and just general walking on eggshells. How does this look for me? Does it create more heightened stress for myself, my spouse, and the children? So then it's looking at, what does it look like if I was to move out of the house, or how do I get my spouse to move out of the house? So there are steps that can be followed to ensure that each party is able to live separately, and consideration about how the house is going to get looked after, how am I going to meet my rent if I moved out, where do my children live? So when it comes to finances, the important thing is to not think at the initial stage that you're going to sort out everything once and for all straight away. It is a process. The important thing is knowing what is to happen over the next few weeks and months and what my financial situation looks like. And ultimately, it's about maintaining the status quo, that you will continue to have access to money to be able to meet your bills and living expenses, that there will be money available for the children, and that if you are financially dependent on your spouse prior to separation, that there is an expectation that that will continue into the short term. There are often situations that people find themselves in where they are cut off from having any access to money. And sometimes that's because all of the assets and money is held by the other party. Some people know nothing about their financial situation. And it's at that point where we can start to embark upon a process of finding out the financial circumstances of the other party, so you are better informed and able to make decisions about dividing up the assets. When thinking about the arrangements for your children, again, it's important not to think about making every decision that's required at that point in time about the future of your children. What's important is, what does the immediate situation look like for your children? Things like, where are they to live? How much time and interaction they to have with the other parent? What do I need to do about informing the school, doctors, and the like? There are, however, situations of a more pressing nature, whether that's a parent who's being prevented from seeing their children, or there are safety concerns with the children coming into contact with the other parent. And in those instances, we would need to consider the situation more carefully and consider bringing an urgent application with the court. At your initial meeting with one of our lawyers, we'll take the time to get information from you about your personal circumstances. This will give us the ability to consider your options and work out the best way forward. We understand separation is a difficult time in your life, and our team are here to assist you.